I think Tony was in line.
All right, let her go. I'll follow. Go ahead.
Thank you, everyone. I would like to remind you we are all Republicans with a common goal, and we have fought enough in this. Harold, when he gave the invocation today, made that very clear. We need to come together. I have looked through the bylaws, the revisions. I have watched how hard these people have worked. We are never going to get what is perfect. I ask that you come together today and consider what our options in the division within our party is. So with God's help, we will come to an agreement. I know how I will vote, and it is for, so I'm not pretending or trying to conceal that. Please reach deep down into your hearts and do what is morally right with yourself. Thank you. Anyone who would like to speak in opposition to the bylaws? Thank you, Madam Chairman, and thank you all for being here.
Thank you for those of you who have had the opportunity to review the bylaws as they have been processed over a period of time. I appreciate your efforts in doing that, and it requires a lot of effort. This issue is not a matter of loyalty. I'm sorry?
Who are you?
Oh, come on. I am Diana Heidlinger. I'm a PC on Precinct 177. I'm here in my husband's stead, also part of LD10. And I've been a practicing nurse for about 45 years. I'll get to the point, yeah. It's not a matter of loyalty. It's a matter of being reasoning. This is, and talk about the battles within. If you look at our history, our founders came to nearly blows over principle. This is a matter of principle. This is a matter of intelligent review of these bylaws. Granted, people have worked very, very, very hard, and we need to work harder. Perhaps perfection can't be achieved, but near perfection can if we keep our minds open and continue to accept suggestions as Ken has made and as Carolee has made. There's opportunity. Now, not everybody received these things in the mail, and some people don't have email constantly. That's a problem.
Mailed to you, everyone received it.
I didn't get mine by mail.
Speaking in favor, my name is Bob Hancock. I'm a member of the Bylaws Committee. We helped put this together. I do not like outright lies and have truthsmen here to tell you about it. Number one, when it comes to removing a member from the meeting, Robert's Rules of Order allow a person to be removed. Right now, we are in the Robert's Rules of Order. They allow a person to be removed without cause by a vote greater than 50%. What we did in the Bylaws Committee is we changed that and put it at a 3/4 vote, which would make it extremely difficult to remove a person. The second point, on the PCs, again, this was said earlier, what we did on getting in new PCs, the ARS states that the county chair is the one that's responsible. It doesn't even list the district chair at all. So that's why we went ahead and added in the words we did, that the county chair is the person designated under the Arizona Revised Statute who has the final say on that. The third point has to do with what we call the conflict of interest. Ask anybody who's trying to run for office in a district, and their district chair is sitting there being a paid campaign manager for another person. That sucks. Let's just put it bluntly, that sucks. And that's the point, that's the reason we put it in there. So if you have any questions or any problems about that, let's think about what we're really doing.
Opposition? Anybody else want to speak in opposition?
I'm Paul Diggins. I'm the chairman of LD10. There's a lot of issues with these bylaws, but ultimately, I gotta say the real big problem I have is the procedure. Again, as Apparently pointed out, the bylaws committee, once they presented the bylaws at the meeting in December, that should have been discharged and a new committee appointed if we wanted to pursue it. There has been no officer in Carolyn. That was the first I've ever heard of it being a city member of that committee. There's been no officer of the ex-com appointed to the committee. This very meeting, I personally know 2 people who never received notice of this meeting. And bottom line is, the procedure is not legal, it's not valid again. And therefore, I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
We already have a motion going. We can't have 2 motions at once. Tony, would you like to speak in favor?
A motion to adjourn always has precedence, and it's always no way.
Tony?
That's where I was.
They ignored his presence.
Thank you. My name is Tony Helen. I'm a former county chairman, former state senator. I'm currently your clerk of the Superior Court. I've been a precinct committeeman since 1976, not kidding about that. So, in Arizona, by the way. So I would never presume to tell anyone how to vote. I never have, I never will. I'm going to tell you that I'm going to support this today. I think perfection is not possible. I think some of it really solves and clarifies some of the real problems that we have with our meetings and with our issues. And that, to me, takes precedence. I mean, I don't know how many votes I did when I was in the Senate, but I can tell you I voted for a lot of things that were not perfect, that I would have liked to have better. But overall, the good overwhelms the bad for me, and I voted on things that were not perfect. And so I can't speak to the perfection today. I can tell you there are a number of things that have needed to be changed and corrected for a number of years. I see them in these bylaws changes, and I'm going to support that, and I really I have to admire the committee. If you've ever been on one of these committees, and I have on several, this is a very, very, very tough job. It takes hours and hours of decision-making and negotiations and all of that. So I'm going to support this, and thank you for listening.
Two of the people that are not appreciating our process here have had ample opportunity over 2 years to come in and say something. And I did not hear that they had any more complaints until this week. That's just not the way we work. We've been working on this a long time. We have a lot of support, as you can see.
How much you making, Harold?
My name is Harold Powell. I'm chairman of LD3. I'm going to be very, just look at one point, and that's it. We all know right now we've got 3.5, 4 years of Barack Obama. What don't we like about Barack Obama? The fact is that we have a balance of power in the U.S. Constitution. And what Barack Obama has done is the executive decisions he has decided to bypass the Congress that's been elected by the people. What is the equivalent of the Congress here for you is the executive committee, okay? Here's something I want you to think of if you look at these bylaws. One, currently the executive committee has the authority to spend money. Under the new bylaws, that power goes to the chairman. Two, any policy is decided by the executive committee. Under the new bylaws, it's the chairman. 3, any other decisions that are made, including PCs, are only made by the chairman. I think we need to balance the power, and I think the executive committee does it, and so I ask you to oppose these bylaws because it takes power from you, the people, and gives it to one person. Thank you.
My name is Steve Hunter. Precinct committeeman for 174. My other precinct committeeman is Phil Schultz. He's 93 years old. He's been a precinct committeeman for many, many years. And on behalf of myself and him, we want to approve the bylaws.
Anyone else want to speak in opposition?
My name is Juanita Lang. I'm a precinct committeeman in 48. I'm also legislative district 11 secretary. And last time they tried to pass these bylaws, they asked the LDs to distribute them by email, which I know we did, and they asked that we respond if we had any questions or concerns. And I'd like to point out that twice I responded, and both times I never got an answer from the bylaws committee. I was in opposition. I had concerns about them. So I know that there was no response 2 different times, and I have proof of those emails. I would like to state today that most of the things I have concerns with have already been pointed out. There is 5 minor concerns and 1 major concern. And the major concern is being able to take an elected person that you as precinct committeeman elected to that committee and to have them eliminate them from the meeting just because they don't like the provision. That's a major problem with the bylaws.
My name is James Kelly. If you know me, I'm a precinct committeeman, former chairman of former LD 29 years ago, and been a part of this for a long, long time, trying to get a bylaws committee together to write these bylaws. It has been a long, long process, almost a 5-year process. I know because I was part of it. The changes that are being made are absolutely necessary. I agree with them. And I take exception with Mr. Howe. The executive committee shall have the sole power and authority to disperse the capital. It's in the bylaw. It's in there. So I take exception with that. I rise in favor of these bylaws. We've got to get them done. We've got to get them made. It gives us so much, as a party, it gives us so much more credibility to be able to make things happen, particularly with our upcoming races. So we've got to get through this. If there's some imperfection, that's why we have a committee. That committee will deal with those imperfections, and we can vote on it again next year to make any changes that we need to do to tweak any little things that have unintended consequences. That's what this process is about. I vote in favor.
We have 1 minute left. Does anyone else want to make a comment? 1 minute.
He answered my question.
Okay. All right.
I move to close comments. Second.
Okay, the debate is closed.
We're not going to vote?
The debate is closed.
You only get 30 minutes.
Now, the debate has been closed. There was a motion to adjourn. I'd like for all of those in favor to say yes. Do I have a second? Yeah, who made the motion?
I made the motion.
You made the motion, Paul. Did anyone second it?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor of adjournment, hold your hands up. All those in favor of continuing the meeting? All right, the meeting continues. I call the meeting for a special period. I want to thank all of the precinct committee and the microphone to express their opinion. It is now time to vote on the bylaws. Please vote your ballot and your proxies. And remember, the chairmen are going to come in here. Is that correct? And then we'll drop them in a plastic box. So here come the boxes. Go to the
Your vote,
we are in here.